Everybody, I would like to share with you what we have done, how we updated the Grasshopper definition that you can and how you can use it. I here created a demo model for this exercise that considering the project criteria requirements. Switch there. So it is this object. This object that you can see is following the Sculpted Hill description, which is it has three features. It's a ramp, a path, a plateau, and I created a little bit cave here. It's not very interesting design, but so let's leave with it. I created some hiding space here that's for fun. All right, so after you create this, you are going to create a mesh version of it. I created a sub-D version of it here because I like sub-Ds, how they look more organic. And following that, we create the Waffle model using Grasshopper definition, and also the layouts, that we have sliced using the Grasshopper definition, the new Grasshopper definition. I shared with you the Nibus version. I'm going to use a slightly different one than the one I shared with you. Let's look at this together, how we can create layers. I'm going to turn off everything so far I created. I'll start with this. So once I model this, I make sure that two things. One is I'm using inch when I'm building it as my drawing unit. It's inch. And also when I select my model, it gives me this message. It says it's a closed polysurface, right? It's like solid. So these two things, if you see these two things, okay, you are ready to go to the next stage, which is we will create a sub-D version of this. You can create sub-D version of this by going to, you can do sub-D tools and create quadrimesh. Select quadrimesh here, or from here you can type quadrimesh. Both of them is going to work. So quadrimesh, select this object. Once it is selected, I use low quad count. It comes by default 2000. Reduce it to 140. It depends how you see it. Let's turn on the view, and we see somehow how it looks, right? I'm happy with this, and I'm going to create this. So if you notice that polysurface I created is converted into the same thing that I have in the previous example in the demo I showed you. Select this, it's going to show you closed sub-D. Okay, if it is open, there is something a problem with it. This is pretty neat design. Next, I'm going to start Grasshopper. You can go to Tools and Start Grasshopper. Go to Standard menu, select this icon. I can go through Grasshopper. Grasshopper will open. Once Grasshopper is opened, you will see that everything is either orange or red or not working. So if it is orange, it's a good sign. I created this sub-D. I will select sub-D, right-click, sub-D, this one, to assign my sub-D here to Grasshopper, right-click, set one sub-D. Once I select this sub-D, it crunches, of course, then it slices. It creates me this layouts. Actually, I am done. From this point, it will be all cleaning up, bringing everything to Rhino and then cleaning it. What do I do next? Let's focus on the the drawings first. In drawings, I have two views here. On the left, I have the profiles. I have the profiles stacked, x-axis and y-axis. On the right side, I have the profiles that are tiled on grid paper, on the 3 papers or cardboards that I can use for laser cutting. All right, so what do I need to do? If you notice that when I try to select these, I cannot select them because they are not yet in Rhino, so I cannot modify them. For instance, I want to modify here, the number x2 has to move somewhere clear, or there are things that I would like to clean. An example is maybe here. You see that this tiny little notch here, you don't want this to be laser cut. So I will like to clean it, but I cannot do it here. So I need to bring this to Rhino. I will bring this sheet, this, and this sheet, and their labels, and also I'm going to bring the slices that I created here into Grasshopper. I don't need to bring these the stack images unless I manually orient them, rotate them, and create the layouts manually. But the automated layout seems working. Well, let's come here to the top one more time and focus on only this. I'm going to come here. It is a little bit complex. I mean, this, for instance, is about generating the papers. You see these papers? You said when I select it, they turn to green. These are paper. And the paper size is adjusted here. I adjusted the paper size, width and height by giving 1/4 inch margin from top and bottom and right and left. Your system may not work if it doesn't double click on it, convert it to real number and set this to be 1 unit precision. Same for the height, the X gap, Y gap, you can adjust them as well. So now the X gap is 1 unit, the Y gap is 1 unit. If you want, you can play with them as well. I'll leave this. If you want the gaps to be 1/2 unit, let's practice this together. Change this to real number. Get this to me so that I can get precision. Maximum is 2 inch, 2 units. Depending on what you will have, 0.500, 0.5, even 0.25. The precision I defined is not allowing me to. I have one column and 4 sheets here. Seems like I will need only 2 sheets. Sorry, 3 sheets. 3 sheets is good if you want to avoid, crowded view. So, and this is done. You notice that this is edge touching the edge. It's okay because our paper we considered margins for it here, 31.5 and 17.8. Our paper size is 32 by 80, right? So after I double check the page size and orientation, now what I need is to bake. I need to bake the slice contours, right? Bring them to Rhino. Baking means then that whatever is created using Grasshopper is inserted in Rhino as Rhino objects that you can modify. So I need to bring this one. Also this text. When I select them, notice that they are turning green. And also this 3D profile X and Y direction. You don't see them here because they are the select profile X, Y profiles. I will bring them. Let's start with bringing the profiles. Slice contour, right click on it and say bake. Where I would like to bake it is called slices. I put them in the slices layer. This is done. Let's bake text. Bake text into labels. This is done. And then I will bake this profile. Bake. Now this is 3D slice. I'll put it here. And Y. Bake. This is 3D slices. I am done with this Rhino. I'm going to save this. The version that I'm going to share with you is called 0.3.1. Let's close this and see what we have here. So what I have here is, this is for me to check how my model will look like once I slice them, build them. And this is showing the laser cut. Let's go to the laser cut profiles. Our focus on will be this. Our next task is to clean it up. Why do we need to clean it? Look at this. Y2 is overlapping here. This is empty place. This is empty place. This is being cut. You don't want it. And also there's this notch that I want to get rid of this notch. And also some leftover dots here to define the orientation. I don't have that problem. And I don't want to make LaserCutter busy with this. So let's start first with the text. How do you fix the text? In order not to select and by mistake delete profiles, I'm going to come to the slices, the slices and lock it so that nothing happens to them. So my next move is going to be take them inside, out, select and move. Okay, select and move. Select and move. There are some of them you will see that they are too big. While we are moving, get rid of this. Get rid of this. See that for determining orientation. Get rid of this. Move this to place. These are going to be laser cut as well to give you a guidance when you are bringing them together. So some of them are going to be very tiny, like this one, for instance, space is tiny. If that happens to you, select them, shift and click one of these squares, either green or blue, then push it, make them smaller. So it will fit. Okay. This is good. It's good. This is good. This one, manually we are cleaning it up. We are done. It's really, really quick. Okay, next, I told you that we should get rid of these notches, dangling faces or small pieces. You may have a small piece similar to this, and you want to delete them with the label as well. To unlock them, you will edit them. Let's lock the labels. It's for safety. So what I want to do maybe is to draw a line. Instead of this curve, I would draw a line and bring it here. Right? So this is done. Now I will select this trim. Select this is cutting object and get rid of this. This is done. Now I will join this. I can do select all and type join. That will join again. You want them to be joined. Or I can select this join command and join. After you clean everything, then you are ready to go. Make sure that all these labels are all right. Okay, I'm done actually. Let's lock this so that we don't do further changes. So what I need to do next is to print this. How do I print them? I go to this command called layouts. In the layouts, I create a custom size document, select custom, create a 13-inch, 32-inch wide, and 18-inch width in landscape mode, and call it page 1. Once you create one, it gives you this view. And this is a viewport. It is essentially, if you double click on it, it takes you to model view that you can zoom in and zoom out. If you click outside of it, it freezes it, nothing happens. That's your view. So And this is the layout. Remember, I already defined my margins. I'm going to set this to be full page view. Viewport will be equal to those. And next, I will set the scale. Double click, bring it as close as possible. Put like this. Notice that this is not right scale. You need to set it to the right scale. Double click on it, go to properties, select camera. You see layout is 1 inch, model view is 1/4 inch. I will change this to 1 inch as well. So 1 to 1 inch. Oh, this is done. This is for page 1. All right. So duplicate this page, rename it, make it page 2. All right. Double click on it, and don't zoom in. This time, pan. Bring the next page. We are done with the next page. Double click, done. Duplicate, layout. Rename this to be page 3. You can rename it whatever you want. And then bring it, double click, again zoom. We name them bottom up. That's fine. So we have now 3 pages. Page 2 and page 3. You can order them however you want. But let's get this one sorted and order like this. So I have this already created. All the lines are black. I make sure that these are all black. In the layer, I define them. So if I go to my view, in the layer view, slices are black, labels are black, and that's good enough. If you want, you can change it like this. Right? If this is a different color, change it to black. Our laser cutter will know. Now I switch to layout window again. Select all this 1, 2, 3, and go to print options. And it gives me here, there are 3 pages, 1, 2, 3. You can see them. Right? So 3 pages. Here, 3 pages. This is the layout. We will print the layouts. Okay. And then it should be it. It's set to black and white. Scaling is 1 to 1. Remember, 1 inch to 1 inch. Check this one definitely. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Then print. Once you say print, I will print it as a for demo and save this. Don't forget to save your files. These are the pages I just printed. Then you can upload this file to Canvas for our solid space technicians to laser cut them. This is essentially it, everybody. I'll see you on Monday in the class if you have any questions. Meanwhile, I will email this to you. You will do this in the class in the first half of the lab, sorry, and then you will switch to the next assignment. All right, everybody, take care.